Hello, Team Satisfactory here, showing you new deck for Meta Mondays, Harpies.
Yeah!
So we start off with 3 Harpie Channeler. This card and any other Harpie card is free Dracossack or free 7, so you want that first turn, it's stupid. You have 2 Harpie Dancers. 2 Harpie Dancers with Harpie's Hunting Ground. Basically, you pop 1 set card, bounce it to hand, pop another set card, go plus for days. 2 Harpie's Pet Dragons. You don't want to draw this thing ever, but if you do, you always have a second one. If you draw 2, you're so boned. You're done. You draw 2, you basically just scoop there.
Why don't you just run 1 like other people?
Because if you draw 1, you have another one. That's why you run 2.
If you look at the math, it's actually smarter to play an extra card of a 1 that you don't want to draw. Because if you draw the 1, there's
you're fucked.
1 out of 40, and 2 out of 40 is about the same. Like the same probability.
Okay, whatever. Math.
So
math,
3
math.
Harpie Lady 1s. You need these for your Egotists.
Why don't you use Cyber?
I like Harpie Lady 1 because it boosts up Dracossack and other things. It turns Dracossack into 2900 beater. Really hard to get over in addition to the card effect. I like Harpie Lady 1 more, but you can run Cyber Harpie Lady if you're that kind of person. 3 Harpie Queens.
Deck
Deck Thinner or Giant Beat Stick.
That's true.
I mean,
it's pretty big.
2100 with a Hunting Ground or a free Hunting Ground.
Wait, 2100?
Yeah, it's 2100 plus 200.
Math.
2 Summoner Monks. This card is literally the most broken card in the world when combined with Hysteric Sign. You go so plus. Like, it might get banned, but or it might get like limited. But I thought like the Harpie cards would get hurt a bit, but signs, but they're not topping anything, so I doubt they're getting hurt. 1 Dark Simorgh. I kind of like this card because it either gets rid of dead cards in my hand, or I'll show you a few of the other darks I run as like fodder for it. So Dark Simorgh is actually also it's another 7 in case you want to Dracossack. So Dark Simorgh at 1 is actually pretty fun for me. 1 Zephyros. Summoner Monk. You discard a spell card, summon a Zephyros, and you can make Key Beetle and a few other things. Rank 4 spam in addition to having a free card from the graveyard if you want it. I run a Gale for the tuner. I mean, because I just run Black Rose because I like running Black Rose. If you're losing and you summon Black Rose, you stop losing.
And you also might run Armor Master too, right?
Might run Armor Master too, I'm thinking about it. Also, Gale is just cuts the monster's attack in half. It's not terrible if you need to just kill something or get over it really quickly. Also, Stardust Killer. And then Birdman because you can double summon pretty often, and if you like return a channel or something to hand, then you use it next turn or...
That's really good.
I mean, Birdman actually works out pretty well in this deck. So that rounds up monsters.
Come back.
I'd like to see him come back, but I don't know. So, for spells, Dark Hole, you run it. If you don't run it, you're kind of dumb. You need to run Dark Hole. I run Book of Moon because I think it's like the best spell card outside of Dark Hole. It stops literally everything.
That's why it's at 1.
That's why it's at 1. So it's Dark Hole. 3 Hunting Ground because you hate back row, and so does, and your opponent's gonna hate Hunting Ground. If they MST it, then it's 1 for 1, and if they don't, it's like a plus.
How do you think the new rules about field spells are gonna affect it?
It's not gonna affect it because I can just pop their field spell. And I keep mine on the field, so it basically makes this card like an MST.
What about the Harpie Mirror? That's gonna be crazy.
Harpie Mirror is dumb. Because this card is what makes the Harpie Mirror match dumb. Because you pop that and they're playing Harpies too, you're just screwed. It's a free +3 when you... If they kill it, it's like a free +3. You gotta search for any 3.
It's getting hit.
You would think that, but Harpies haven't topped anything, so if nothing gets touched, that wouldn't surprise me too much. In other cases, do a free Egotist or just a +3 search for Harpies. It's a stupid card. Really good. And then 1 Egotist because why not? It's just another summon. Works with Hunting Ground. Level 4 is pretty quick. Then you run traps. A lot of the staples like Bottomless, good. Compulse, people should run. I don't know why you wouldn't. It gets rid of everything. Skirts around a bunch of card rulings. 1 Mirror Force because if they overextend, you laugh at them. Solemn Warning stops the card you don't want to have them summoning. Phoenix Wing, if you have a dead Harpie's Pet Dragon or something, you can just ditch it. Or really,
you have so much hand advantage anyway.
Yeah, or like really, or even Hysteric Sign, ditch that, go Super Plus. Do that. 2 Fiendish Chains. Fiendish Chain is the best trap card in the format. It stops effects, it stops everything. I'd run Fiendish Chain in pretty much any deck, 2 or more, like mandatory. Icarus Attack because you run the winged beasts, so you run Icarus Attack. It's a pretty fun card to use, and no one like ever sees it coming. Now one of the best cards ever, Hysteric Party 2. Basically, you basically flip this card and discard a card, and you more or less win in 1 or 2 turns.
And it's abusable, like multi-times too.
You can use it more than once per turn if you have like discard outlets. If you discard Hysteric Sign with this card, you can absolutely wreck people because you go like +8, and that shouldn't happen in a single turn ever. And 2 of the crazy cards, I run 2 magical hats. You run 2 magical hats because when you get magical hats out, you can send this and Egotist to the grave. When this dies, you get a search for 3, and if you need the Egotist, you play another one. You play another one of those things, another sign, and you can get the Egotist to your hand if you need it, or you can just send this to the grave and go plus off of magical hats. Also, it basically turns your undefended Harpie into a +3. Love magical hats. Okay, now we're going for the extra deck. I was saying that 1 Black Rose, it's just, I like it. For some reason, I just think it works. If you have that 1 tuner and that 1/4, like, one of the things I could do is that I can normal summon a Dancer, then I Egotist, like, for like a Harpie Lady 1, I return Dancer to my hand with, like, for like a Birdman or something, summon the Birdman, go for a Black Rose. After I pop 2 of your back row, get a nuke the field too. So it's like, why not?
Wine
Fun card.
Too much.
Too much card advantage. Then you run the big hero of the deck, Dragosack. Only have 1 because I'm a little poor, but Dragosack is just the card you... Dragosack is the card you need. You play this first turn, and your opponent has to go super negative or like... Or if they have like, you know, that 1 chap card. But it's such a scary monster. And the other thing I run is Master of Blades. Basically, poor man's Dragosack. If you get that thing out, it does more or less the same thing. A really big beater. Can be targeted by card effects.
Yeah,
so
Master Blades was made like just to fuck with Big Eye and Dragosack.
yeah, basically, because it stops
100
both,
more attack.
and it stops both of their
Yeah.
effects.
Speaking
of Big Guy, you run one of those too because you need the Big Guy.
Token.
Sheep tokens because, you know, tokens are good.
All right.
You run a Big Guy too because Big Guy is just fuck you, give me your best monster.
Yeah.
Basically, Big Guy in a sentence. Fuck you,
So
give me your
long
best.
as it's not Master Blade.
So long as it's Master Blades. This card should cost more money and it should be like limited or something. Harpies, Pet Phantasmal Dragon.
Isn't it
3
like
Harpies.
$1?
It's 50 cents. 3 Harpies basically. So so it's 3 Harpies. None of your Harpie cards can be targeted for attacks or card effects. So you're basically immune to everything in Yu-Gi-Oh except Dark Hole. Or like Torrential Tribute or something. And even then you probably have a party on the field because that's only you summon this card. But you got this out, you get to deal a free 6,000 damage and your opponent just kind of has to sit there and take it. This card is fucking great.
With a sign, that's really good too.
With sign?
I mean party.
Party, I mean, also a funny combo I like to do. What I'll do is that if I party on field, I'll just Zephyros and bounce this to my hand, and then play it again. So it's 6 turns of damage, so you basically are guaranteed to win. Fun card. Oh, and you run Wind, so you run 2 Chidori. 2 Chidori gets rid of back row, or baits out all the back row, and then bounce their XOZ monster. Really fun card to use, not as expensive as it used to be, but it's a great card to run at 2 in Harpies. After that, I go for Ice Beast Zero Fiend. If you haven't heard of this card, then I don't know, but this card is amazing. You detach a material, negate all of their monster effects, you keep yours, and it gains 300 attack for every other face-up card on the field. So it basically becomes a 3,000 plus beat stick, and they have no monster effects. And they're just kind of stuck like, oh wow, I never knew that this card was so broken, but 2 wing beasts, you can run this in Harpies, even Black Wings. We don't run Black Wings. So run it in Harpies and proceed to laugh at their monster card effects. Then you get some of the other stuff. I run a Master of Blades because I can go summon a monk.
Not a Master of Blades.
I run a Key Beetle. I already talked about Master of Blades. Key Beetle. Well, I mean, they're both masters. So Key Beetle. Key Beetle into a protecting a party or protecting a, like, I don't know, like a trap card you really wanted to protect. It's also a decent beat stick. And Key Beetle is Summon Monk and Zephyros, which you run. And those are the main reasons I run those cards. I run a Chain. Chain can do 2 things. If you have party on the field, you can just send more Harpies to the grave with Chain. Or or if you don't have those, you can put a Channeler on the top of your deck and and get ready for that Channeler combo. Pretty good. Cowboy because I like stealing games and attacking for things I shouldn't be able to.
Yeah, if you can make 4s, everyone should be playing Cowboy.
Unless you have no space.
Cowboy pretty much steals games and
You should make space.
Cowboy
you should
earns
make
a
space.
space. Yeah.
Cowboy wins those games which you just barely couldn't. You play Cowboy, you win it. My Stroke because my Stroke is
Good.
safe, it's good, it gets over a lot of monsters.
If you have nothing that you need to make for rank 4s, I'd say go Maestro.
Yeah, Maestro. You run Corn to deal with the things like the Gyugi armors or the or those really annoying cards which are just weaker than Corn but not like worthy of an attack.
Also that Gusto card, that's one of the only outs to the whatever Gusto thing.
Yeah, the Gusto card tricks or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you run the two broken and new cards. You run the Shark Net because you say, give me, it's basically Big Eye but a little bit different. Give me your best monster, fuck you. And it protects itself, basically Maestro's cousin, like better cousin.
Yeah.
And then you have Black Rose's other cousin, like not quite as good. as Black Rose, in my opinion.
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
It's not quite as good because I can Black Rose like whenever, but it's much easier to make.
You're not gonna Black Rose your own field when you're like stacked.
That's true. But this card just says it's another card which like if you're behind, you just stop being behind.
All right.
Start coming back.
But then they beat over it because it's only got 1900 body.
How much they can do?
Details.
Combos.
Channeler plus anything. Channeler.
Literally.
Channeler plus and Harpies Hunt.
Why don't you use
that?
What's
It works
face?
with
Tempest.
Tempest. I feel is cloggy. Number one, I run.
Windrose.
Okay, both of those cards I feel like are just a little cloggy. Tempest, you're banishing winds. You don't want to do that ever because your graveyard is your best friend in Harpies.
Yeah.
You love the graveyard on Harpies. It's basically your second main deck. It's better than your deck actually if you have party on the field.
So it's like a mini Slightsworns.
Yeah, it's mini like it's one.
Hey.
Also for 7s, I just want to some more because I can get rid of like a dead Zephyros or something and to in the grave and 1 Harpie instead of 2 Harpies. So basically, combo is Harpie plus Harpie Query Channeler plus any of these lovely Harpie cards.
Which you can get with Historic Sign.
Which you can get with Sign, which you can get with anything really. Just you play any Harpie card and Harpie Channeler can work with it.
Yeah, extra free pop. I mean,
Extra
who
free
doesn't
pop,
like that?
basically. Dancer's nice though. You always want to play Dancer first because Dancer's immune to pretty much every card that there is. In terms of back row, except for maybe a Solemn. But if they're Solemning a Dancer, you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Totally okay.
They use their Solomon Dancer.
Yeah, they use their Solomon Dancer. That's kind of bad.
Say hi to the camera.
Hey.
So this was Alex's Harpie deck for
Harpie Herpes.
Stop it. For Meta Mondays, and we'll get you some more Meta Mondays along with our other regular schedule that we just thought up of. So until then, Team Satisfactory out.